Alright. This cabinet is for that Kenmore rotary. And if you remember when we picked it up, the cabinet was jammed about here when you lift it, and it wouldn't lift all the way. And it's still a little bit sticky here, but what I did was take a sander and just sand this into a curve underneath there, because over time the wood in the cabinet has swollen up. And then with a bit of sanding to stop this interference here, that's lifting properly again. And now that we got this cabinet lifting properly, I'm going to inspect the wiring and probably need to do some rewiring. I know that the main power cord needs to go and get replaced because it's dry rotted, but I don't know anything about the underneath side of the cabinet. So, main thing is, if you've got a lift table cabinet and it won't lift all the way, check for places in the design where there's two wooden pieces that are supposed to come close together, and they may be swollen over time and jamming, and you'll just need to do a teeny bit of sanding to make that clearance again. Okay, inspecting the cord here. The cord on this white cabinet is in rough shape on the power end because that flexible area kept getting moved around and it dry rotted, and then because it kept getting moved while it was dry rotted, it cracked a bunch and isn't safe anymore because it's got exposed insulation. But once it got up under the cabinet here, it was held pretty steady, and this part seems okay. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna take the controller out and rewire from the controller a power cord out for this white rotary Kenmore machine. The cord from the control box up to the machine seems to have survived pretty well in the cabinet, so I'm gonna leave that and just replace the main power cord. Alright, you can see the control box here. Under the flashlight beam there is a screw hole, and then in the other corner here there's another screw hole for a bracket to hold the controller in place. That cord is the main power cord, so I'm going to gently move the controller up and get the main power cord out and try to replace it. Hopefully this upper cord here is the braided one. That is the 3-wire plug on the back of the machine, and I'm hoping that I don't have to replace that, just because I'd have to make a 3-wire cord, and I don't want to do that. And if it's in decent shape, you don't need to replace wire that's in good shape on these cabinets. So unfortunately, like I said repeatedly, that main power cable was all dry rotted, and as I cut the end to just get the cord out of the way, it's just cracking apart and crumbling as I work on it. Okay. Here's the controller. I rotated it up for access to these two screws that hold this box on the side. The box on the side. And apparently it's extra loud. The neighbor's garage. Okay. Cool. I have my new cord here, so I'm just gonna put the new cord on these two terminals, and this 3-wire is all fabric insulated, so I think it should be okay. Like I said, I don't really want to take that out, and it seems to be in good condition, so I'm going to leave that the way it is and just put a new cord on this. What size? Sweet. These nuts are 1/4 inch. Take our grommet off there so that we have the grommet to put back in place. Yeah. Slip our cord through the grommet. Okay, well, I'm gonna put all this back together, and then that should be the cabinet rewired. Except I'm suddenly having, oh no, this came off inside. Well, I guess we're gonna be reworking this entire controller now, because this nut that was supposed to come off the outside is no longer working properly. Alright, well, let me move the camera and make a plan for our next step here, since we've lost this terminal. Okay, I labeled all the pins on the controller here, or the terminals on the controller, carefully moved the 3-wire harness out of the way, and now I'm going to have to disconnect the and then I'm going to be able to pull this out and work on it more. But I have everything labeled really carefully so I can get it back in the right order. This box is riveted to the controller arm, and getting the controller lever out of this spot is going to be a pain, so I'm just going to work on it right here. Shoot. I just heard a nut fall, so this is going to get exciting. Oh. Okay. That's what my problem is. These screws don't take these halves apart. Well, those two are loose. The way this yeah, okay. Let's see now. There, that's the way to do it. There. These tabs are bent. And those screws and washers, and it looks like lock nuts or lock washers fell out of here. All right, well, let's get those back in. Lock washer, washer. Wait, put that in the right order. Washer, so those three screws held the resistor block here in place. And this controller is just held together with tabs. So, straighten these tabs out, and then we'll be able to just slip the bent side in here. And then pop the other side in and bend these tabs back out. So, anyhow. But that means I have access to this block so I can get it apart and get this fastened on again. Okay, got that stud back in, popped this cover back on and bent those tabs. So we can gently put our three-wire control harness back on our carefully labeled spots. The post that came loose is the common post here, so that post didn't have any connection to anything further into the cabinet here, or into the controller here. So I think that's why it was able to work loose so readily. There. Get our grommets in place. There we go. And put the cover back on, and I will put the 2 screws that came out of this back in, and that will be back in place, and then we'll just have to attach the cord, the new cord, under the 2 strain reliefs that I took out, because those are the main protection of strain relief before the cord gets to this box. So that is a fresh main power cord installed.